Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, going to be joined by my good friend ColdBrew. It has been a while. How you doing, my man?
It's been too long. You've been too busy, man. Too busy. Disappeared.
Yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun, and it's been crazy. Been like designing games and traveling to Blizzard and doing a bunch of fun stuff. But I still definitely enjoy raid, and obviously will always love the raid community. So I enjoy touching base with you and the other creators, and kind of I wanted to do a video where I get caught up. You know, what have I missed in the last like week or two that things have been crazy, and I haven't been able to do my normal daily content following the news. So what is kind of like going on in the raid community the last couple weeks?
Well, big things are coming. You're just one day short of the patch is coming tomorrow. 7.6, I think. It's the number of the patch, but big things are coming. I'm gonna start you in with the biggest thing that is getting at it. It's clan insignias. All right, so you'll be able to design an insignia for your clan. Doesn't that sound amazing? It's the coolest thing that they've ever done the last 5 years. This is time spent by developers to just make us be able to design a clan insignia. I rolled my eyes when I saw I saw that update by Raid and how they described it in a teaser video for like a good minute, and then they posted a dedicated video on it, which I doubt anybody covered. But
That's
but other
awesome.
than that, I mean, you know, that aside, there's some things that happened since you've gone, like in-game stuff like nerfs and buffs and the mythical champions. Did you have a chance to look at those
Yeah,
by
right.
any?
Right when I kind of like took my position with Fateless and what how Hades
Right.
and his crew were doing, that was kind of like right when Mythical Champions were coming out. And I remember kind of reviewing some of them, and there was one that I thought was super broken. But I haven't like acquired one or been able to like
No.
see where they end up placing in tier lists or any of that. But like right when Mythical Champions came out is when I kind of got busy and lost touch for a week or two.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, the mythical champions came up. I think we have 5 in the game right now. We're gonna have some more. Raid said they want to be releasing a couple every month or two. So who knows on how frequently they'll be adding those. But the community basically said, nope, we don't want them. And people went crazy. There was lots of drama behind it. Even Wells said, nope, we're not gonna buy your new shiny red shards, the primal shards, because they had them priced at like $10 each, and had a mercy
I do
of
remember that. Yep.
300. Yeah, so the mercy of 300, right? So after all that, like a good week at least after that, Raid came in with an update and said, okay, we are gonna be reducing the price per shard, and we're also gonna be changing the way that the mercy works for primal shards from 300 to 210, I think, which is, I believe, the first time that they ever publicly admitted to reducing pricing specifically on shards, or at least anything. They've never said this, I believe, in the years that I've been covering the game, in terms of reducing the actual pricing of shards. So if you look at the base price on, let's say, the shop, where it says $50 for primal shard, it used to be $50 for 5. Now it shows $50 for 7 if you look at the pack section. So that was like a huge thing, but I still think that people are not really buying them. They're not
Under the
that
packs
interested in
section,
mythicals.
like the main shop or the limited offers?
Uh, the main shop, the very first,
Yeah,
the
under
first one
packs.
that you see. Yeah, the one
Yep.
that it's like we never buy any of those.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah. I forget
it's
the
the
section even
easiest way.
exists.
Yeah, it's the easiest way to describe you this change. It used to be $50 for 5, now it's 50 for 7. So that's the change in pricing that they did. And then that's reflected on other packs also. And
Well, that means that this primal pack is in the pack shop is actually like comparable to the limited time offers, because yeah, these were $10 even in like the limited time offers, weren't they?
yeah, it was something like that, but limited time offers have also changed in terms of how many shards you get for the same amount of money. They changed the ratio, right? Of how much you get for the X amount of money. And of course they didn't give anything back to people who already bought them. But But that's another thing. Yeah, that happened, and then in terms of in-game stuff, like Corpulent Cadaver just messed up the Hydra, tons of damage. Then they decided, oh, we're gonna nerf it eventually after lots of people worked on building the teams for the Hydra. And we specifically told them, no, Cadaver is gonna be the thing that breaks the Hydra. We showed them. They said, oh, we are investigating it, but in the end, they decided to do something about it, and they're changing it tomorrow. And then the final thing I would say is a guaranteed mythical fusion is coming. So it's a fusion we're gonna have like Razin, but for a mythical champion. So we have no idea how that's gonna be featured. What are the requirements gonna be? Are you gonna be using epics into legendaries, then legendaries into a mythic? That is all speculation. We're gonna have to wait until tomorrow. But my guess is we're not gonna be fusing legendaries.
See, and then I also see there's a fusion going on right now for Bambus.
Yep, yeah. It's just a panda. He's alright. He has a unique skill. Like
wait. Let me react to this live with ColdBrew here. Okay, let me give you my grade. And you tell me if I'm crazy. I literally have not seen anything on this champion. No content creators, no kit, nothing. So let me see if ColdBrew agrees with me. So one enemy, decrease speed. Will attack all enemies instead if 2 or more debuffs. Decrease speed. Okay, decent A1. AOE books to a 4-turn cooldown. Before attacking, place a shield on all allies. And then also increases duration of all buffs. That's good. After attacking, decrease duration of all enemy buffs. That's good. You get both sides of it. Increased value of shield is nice. And then also place a... Oh, that's interesting. A sleep on this champion for 1 turn. And okay, that kind of sucks. Target enemy, first place, increase accuracy, increase on all allies. That's kind of nice to make sure you can land your stuff. I guess especially for progression. 75% chance, get to do enfeeble, debuff, enfeeble. I'm not even familiar with that. Enfeeble?
Yeah, that's the debuff that the boss, the Phantom Shogun, applies. So that forces you to do weak hits as long as you got that debuff on you.
Okay.
So no matter what you're
right. I forgot about that.
You're gonna
but
do.
That wasn't something that we could ever do, right? That's like the Minotaur Hex.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's a first time.
Yeah. Okay.
Debuff.
Yeah, but I remember it was with the Shogun, but we couldn't ever do it. So this is the first champion with enfeeble, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the passive, transferring any debuffs placed on an ally when they are under a sleep. Interesting. Okay, so that's a super weird... I'm going to guess this is like being graded out as like a C+ or a B-.
Yeah, somewhere around there. It's because of his passive that it looks interesting, but the way that it works is that you can't really use him for dragon unless you have a specific set on. It doesn't always work because you also need to have the sleep debuff on this champion. So sometimes you'll have too many debuffs on him for them to be transferred onto the enemy. So yeah, he's a little bit underwhelming, I would say. The majority of people that went for this guy was basically for the increase for that A3, I would say. Increase accuracy, increase attack buff, and then the enfeeble. So that combo, or just the first part or the second part, that is the reason that people went for this guy, because he's so unique with that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this fusion.
I'm caught up. I'm ready to go, huh?
You're ready to go. You're ready to get back into making guides, tier list on champions and all that good stuff.
There we go. So what about the other stuff going on in gaming? Like, are you playing Dragonair, Watcher of Realms? What's ColdBrew and some of the other raid creators? What's the gist on the community here?
Yes. All right.
Yes? So you're doing them all, huh?
Yeah, I played a little bit of Dragonair. Played it during its closed beta. I played it a little bit on launch. It's not a game for me, to be honest. Like, find it a little bit boring. The story mode that it has, if the people watching it right now have played it, they might understand what I'm saying. It's the limitation of leveling up. It reminds me too much of Diablo Immortal in a way. Although I understand the pacing with it, it's the first gacha game we played with that will have seasons. So it's very interesting on how that's gonna work out for them. And then Watcher of Realms, that actually caught my attention. Like I did a video on it, and then I didn't expect it to be like something that makes me want to play it way more than Raid. It's interesting in the way that that game works differently than Raid. It's a gacha game again, and the way that everything works in there, the graphics are also on par. You can't say they're better in some ways than Raid. Some ways Raid is better, but
They're different.
they're different,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. But I think Watcher of Realms has acquired more of the community than what Dragonair has. Also because, Ash and Hades just jumped into it at the same time pretty much as well. And they pitched it to their communities at the same time. So that also brought way more players to that game.
Yeah,
And
you have two of the biggest mobile game creators in Hades and Ash.
right.
If they start creating channels and something, it's probably going to do pretty well.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and similarly, I've actually released a couple videos on Dragonair, ranking like legendaries and epics and stuff. I'm kind of having fun with it, trying it out, and I also agree with you on Watcher. I think that one's also pretty cool. I think Watcher could have a decent lifespan on it of a year or two. Most of these games, sometimes they're only I think they're gonna last like 6 months, but
Yeah, the thing with Watchers is that it already existed before that in what they called Forerunner server, which was basically their beta servers for, I want to say 2 years at least. But now with the global launch, they've started introducing content. They've got Clan, v Clan. They've got PvP mode, which is very different than Raid. So the developers are paying attention, and they're more active in terms of keeping the community interested. They do competitions within the community. They give out free summons and stuff. And there's lots of creators in it as well. So I think out of all the games that I'm advertised through sponsorships in the past, I think Watcher Realms is the most promising one to stay alive compared to everything else that I was given the opportunity to play, and and showcase also to my own community to see if it's something that they would be interested in.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. Yeah, I kind of agree with Watcher. But before we go, I did want to talk about, you'd mentioned something. I wanted to dive in a little bit more on the Mythical Champions. I forgot until now, because you had said something like
Right.
you'd never seen the community as outraged or whatever. Like even the whales were like, no, we're not gonna do this crap. We're not buying these champions. So can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah. So although I know whales that bought the primal shards, like they bought every single primal shard offer that they saw, the majority of the player base, me included, they didn't even bother with buying the primal shards, and they were very disappointed with the way that they were implemented into the game. Like I made a video that was seen as clickbait. Ash even reacted. I was saying this is the best thing ever, basically because the way that the pricing was and how impossible it was to highly improbable it was to pick up a mythical. Like it made a very easy decision for me to not even bother with primal shards and just get them as they go, as they
Oh, so
come.
you said
And
this is the best thing
yeah,
ever because I don't even have to bother, basically.
yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
well, that was my take,
Oh,
basically.
it seemed like clickbait. It always seemed like clickbait.
Yeah, because people were like, "What is this guy, saying in the thumbnail? Why is this the best thing ever when everybody else is posting this is the worst thing ever?" Right? I kind of went the other way to get people to understand my take on it, which many people understood, some didn't. But it's always fun to make people think that way as well, and get their thoughts on it through the comments and everything. I haven't seen many whales react positively to this, and a big video from Hades, which I took the time to watch. It was, I think, can't remember the guy, Papa Rock or Papa Dog or whatever his name is. He's like a big whale. Okay, he spent, from what I saw in his account, must be easy 50k easy, and he said he stopped spending because of the primal shards, and that it was just too much by Plarium. and then he elaborated on how whales see them and how whales were spending their money in the game, and that the primal shards were just a little bit too much.
Well, the whales, for the longest time, they've always basically spent on void shards, right? That's like the main gist of their purchases.
I would say, yeah, they spend mostly on void shards, and then with introduction with the soul stones, that's where another big chunk of their money went. I would say, because there's no mercy in there, it's totally random. So definitely, voids, and after that, when they had everything, what's the next step? It's soul stones, and what's the next step? It's energy to get ascensions for the gear that they already have. So
Yep, and so they mainly didn't like the mythicals because of what you're paying per shard versus how good they are.
the price, the price, it was many things at the same time, which caused all that negativity. Specifically, I'm gonna say by everyone, but especially if you see it by whales, then it's something is wrong. Somebody made a wrong decision in designing this system.
I was gonna say, to play devil's advocate, wouldn't the players
Sure.
always be upset? Like, if it costs money, the players are gonna be upset, right?
You're never gonna satisfy the whole player base with any decision that a game makes. Any decision. It can be the best thing ever. Giving a free legendary champion to all players who log in today. There's one person who's gonna find it that is the worst decision that the company has made. So you can never always satisfy everybody, right? And with what they did, it obviously showed when they only a week after or 10 days after they came out with a decision to roll back on their 300 mercy decision and the cost of the primal. So it was a big attempt by them to ease the feelings of everybody in terms of the primal shards. And they also said that no, this is not the only thing that we are planning to do with primal shards. We're going to introduce even more ways to acquire them in the future, which they kind of did with many events and tournaments, having at least like one primal shard or some primal quartz in there most of the time.
Okay, yeah. So then, lastly, for a fun one on that topic, what would you say? Because I know what I think. What would you say? You and me have been here since basically the beginning. What
Right.
would you say is the most universally loved thing that Plarium did right, that players were happy about in terms of like a big event or a big decision they made? I know what one I'm thinking of.
Like an event or just generally something?
Just like something they did. I guess I'll go mine first. I'll give you time to think. I would say the Ultimate Death Knight. Like event and champion, I think was mostly a universal win. Because they did like all the community interaction and they did the fun commercials and they gave him away for free. And most people thought he was funny and had some cool animations and he was a fun character. And he was good, but not like you break in the game like Tormund did when he came out. I guess maybe new players would argue that they hate facing UDK in the arena, but I think that was one of the ones they did that was closer to right. They let a bunch of content creators get involved. They didn't just pick like one content creator. They had like 20 get involved.
It's the thing with that is that people got tired of that very quickly. If
You're right.
You
I mean, after the third or fourth one, it's like, eh.
After the third or fourth one, nobody cared to watch the videos anymore. It was a cringe, as the comments called it. So I kind of agree with the community with that, but I do agree with you also. That was pretty big, and also the interaction between the community, that was very nice. But what I was gonna say was very similar to what you said, but in a more general sense, that with the decision to introduce champions, legendary champions that you can acquire just by daily logging in, that decision by Raid is big because it always brings an uptick in terms of excitement and something to look for as a player. Like any player who logs in every day in Raid and sees, oh, I can just keep on playing for 7 days and I'll get a legendary for free. And then when they see content on that legendary doing things that they might have had issues with, like different types of content like dungeons or Doom Tower or Clown Boss, any content that free legendary gives you the opportunity to tackle. That is always a positive, and
Yeah,
and
Seal of
that's
the
why.
Drakes is one of the best things they ever did. Yep.
I mean, Seal of the Drakes is a login champion, but yeah, it was the first thing they ever introduced as an anticipation for the player to keep logging in for that big champion, I would say. And then they introduced, I think Ninja was the first one as a 7-day login, right? Ninja was the first one, I think.
Oh, they've had so many. I mean, yeah, because a lot of
But
people
the
forget
very
they had like
first one,
Daliana and a lot of these other
yeah, they
ones.
had Diliana, Arthag, UDK, so many champions. I cannot even recall all of them right now. It's
Ninja might have
just
been the first one though, yeah, because that was their promo with the streamer Ninja.
it
Obviously.
was also a big
Yeah.
promo.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah, that was a good job too. Yeah, they've done mostly pretty good on the promo champion. Like Ronda's events and stuff was super
Ronda,
cool.
of course.
They've done pretty good. That's probably the one thing they've
Wukong.
done most consistently well is the promo champions.
Yeah. It gives you another reason to play the game and be excited about it. Even stuff like adding Chronum and Germasa. Germasa basically it was the easier one to get. Chronum only like the 0.01% even bothers to get it.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. Some of the promo like Doom Tower type champions are a meme.
Doom Tower, Doom Tower champions also, yeah. But when these things happen in the game, people get excited and people want to log in every day. So that's what Raid should be doing. It doesn't necessarily have to be champions always, but fun stuff like log in for 7 days, you get a 2x boost in getting Savage gear or whatever. I don't know. You get double the gear from just doing normal energy. Whatever. There's so many things that they could do to keep the interest. But
sure.
Yeah.
Well, hey, ColdBrew, thanks for giving me the rundown. It's fun to touch base with you. It's good to be back, and yeah, looking forward to everything that's going on in Raid and gaming in general.
Yeah. I'll keep you in touch, and I know you're busy with other stuff right now, so if it's ever the right moment, I'll let you know to come back to Raid and see what's up and whether it's worth really diving to as you used to.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll be back. I'll be back playing and doing content and stuff. It's just kind of seeing what the plan of attack is going to be on that workflow,
right,
and how that's going to go. But yeah, thanks, ColdBrew. Have a good one, and I will link ColdBrew's channel down below. I'm sure all of you know who ColdBrew is by now, but I will make it easy to find for you down there. So yeah, thanks, ColdBrew. Have a good one.